I was thinking about success and the relationship between success and chess, and it occurred to me that chess can teach people a very valuable technique, and it's the technique of looking at the entire chessboard. So when you play chess, you cannot strategize, you cannot make moves, you cannot beat the competition, the opponent, unless you can see the chessboard. And sometimes what would happen is that happens to me a couple of times. You look at the chessboard, but the opponent has a bishop in the corner. So you didn't pay attention to that corner, and therefore, the bishop was able to take my queen or my rook or my knight. So it's the same thing in the game of life. Whatever game you're playing, whether it's dating, looking for a job, starting a business, investing, you need to have a clear view of the entire quote unquote chessboard. Okay, so in other words, you must have all the information right in front of you, ideally on a single piece of paper, or it could be a dashboard, a Google Sheet, but all the critical strategic information has to be in front of you so that you're not missing any information and you can make an informed decision. So that's the one thing that I think uh, chess can really teach people. It doesn't matter what level of chess you're playing. The idea is that, in life, you've got to make visible all the critical components of the game so that you can make informed decisions and you can see all the options that you have. So, for example, I began to write down all the assets that I have, a gamer PC, two smartphones, a Samsung tablet. Once I have all my assets laid out in front of me, then I can use those assets in the same way that, once I see all my chess pieces, I can organize them and, coordinate them so that, I can win the game. But if you keep everything in your head, then it's going to be very hard to strategize. In a way, it's like as if you were the general of an army and you're, standing on a hill so that you can see the entire battlefield and you can deploy your troops in a way that will secure a strategic advantage, in a way that allows you to win one battle after another. So, and by the way, this is what I'm doing with these 5-minute videos by making explicit what I'm thinking, by articulating what I'm thinking. Later on, I can listen back to what I said and I can, correct myself. I can augment and build on the work that I've done before. So, anyways, the idea is that, it doesn't matter what game you're playing. If you want to win, you've got to have a game board where you're, putting down all the information regarding the critical components, the key players, their options, your options, and therefore it's going to make it so much easier for you to make the smart move. One move after another. It's going to be much easier for you to predict what the opponent is likely to do. Now, if you're in business like I am, then it allows you also to see the different markets. Like, for example, I'm serving the student market, the parents market, the teachers market, and I can see those different markets, and I can deploy my troops, so to speak. I can deploy my assets in order to serve those very different markets. But the idea is that by seeing everything in front of me, then I feel I'm in control. I feel that I can deploy my army of assets, my army of products, and even my LinkedIn connections and my business collaborators. I can deploy everything efficiently and make everything work together so that I can achieve what Ray Kurzweil calls transcendent effects. But like I said, if you keep everything in your head, if you don't put it down in the form of a business plan or a diagram or a map, then it's going to be very hard for you to strategize, and that's the idea behind using the chess analogy of a chessboard. At the beginning, it's gonna feel a little bit weird, because most people feel comfortable keeping all the information in their heads. But you have to understand that as long as the information is inside your head, it cannot be managed properly, and therefore, you're not gonna win big time. So you want to put out all the information in your head onto a piece of paper, and so that you can strategize properly and make one winning move after another.